Obviously, as you guys know, there's been massive flooding in Texas, and it's been pretty bad. I got a lot of friends that are down there right now that are helping out, and they're trying to get attention to the right places that need help. There's been a lot of loss of life. You know, before we get into it, there's gonna be we're gonna watch a video of how fast this stuff took place, because this is, I mean, like when people talk about flash floods, like I don't think. And it's hard for me to wrap my head around how fast this stuff can happen, especially because I don't live in Texas. But you can see in the video just how fast the situation changed from where it was. Like the water level rose almost what looks like 30 feet almost. And in this video that we're going to watch, and it's pretty insane. It's hard to react to that quickly enough to be able to do anything, because it's just it's so fast, and the water's moving so quickly. Like, you know, there wasn't anything a lot of people could do, you know, and a lot of people didn't get the warning, or they did get the warning. And, you know, it's complicated. There's a lot of people saying all kinds of different stuff, but bottom line is it's been a disaster. And, in Texas Hill Country, with Kerr County being hit the hardest, other areas that were affected pretty significantly were Travis, Burnett, Kendall, and Williamson counties as well. And Tropical Storm Barry dumped 5 to 16 inches of rain in a few hours, which caused the Guadalupe River to surge dramatically, rising like, you know, 26 feet in some places within 45 minutes to 2 hours, which is like the second highest level it's recorded, like in history. So it's been pretty bad. So anyway, we're going to watch this video real quick, just because I want you to see just how fast this stuff can happen. All right, so this was just one video I've seen of how quickly this stuff took place. You can see it's like a completely dry riverbed basically right now, well, relatively speaking. And then the river starts coming down. The water starts coming down. And there's tons of videos out here like this already. You see how fast it fills up out of nowhere. And this was recorded from a pretty high up bridge. You can see how high up the bridge is from that. It's like, you know, 25 feet, maybe 30 feet up above where the river is. It just happens so fast. There's, you know, it's hard for people to react quickly to this type of thing. Right now, the death toll is, from what I've been reading, is anywhere between 51 to 79 people, with Kerr County accounting for the majority of the fatalities, which is 43 to 68 deaths, including 15 to 28 children, some of which are still missing. And Travis County had 4 to 5. Burnett had 3. Kendall had 1. Tom Green had 1. Williamson had 1. There's at least 41 people that are still missing statewide right now, including 11 to 27 girls. I mean, you can see how fast this thing went from a dry riverbed to like a raging river in almost no time. And like, the one thing that I think is crazy is like this tree right here, use that as a good frame of reference, because this water goes all the way up to like right here, like the tree on the right hand side. So it just keeps going up. There's been like 850 people have been rescued so far, including like over 360 by just the Texas National Guard by themselves. I mean, the Texas National Guard's been out there crushing it. Yeah, we're like 90 seconds in right now. You see how fast that rose? I mean, it went up so fast. And this particular area gets impacted by flooding much quicker than others because it's such a low area. And it's not like the rainfall isn't as common, so it gets impacted very quickly. And you can see how high up this bridge is compared to the river. You know? There's a lot of good people that are down there helping right now, and a lot of my friends that are down in Texas that live nearby have been getting out there and trying to raise awareness about different organizations that are getting down there to help. The 1 and 108th AHB and the Med have been going nonstop. Yeah. The soil's like cement. Yeah, it's hard to really fathom, you know, how quickly it happens. The sheriff of Kerr County has... Yeah, I don't know about what's going on with the sheriff of Kerr County necessarily. I have a lot of friends that are like 30 minutes away from this, though, that are going in. They've been going in and helping out since July 4th. Right now, the governor declared a state of emergency for multiple counties. There's over like 1,700 like emergency responders that have been out there on the scene, like working around the clock to try to help people. U.S. Coast Guard was out there. DHS was out there. And then they were getting continuous rain for a significant period. I mean, you can see how fast, and there's giant like logs floating down the river. Still getting rain? Yeah, I mean, it's just tough to wrap your head around just how quickly this stuff can happen. That's why it's important that when people get like warnings or like some sort of notification, that they gotta listen, especially in areas like this where rainfall can impact it in such a significant way. There's more storms on the way. I mean, you can see all the debris that's floating down there, and then all that debris impacts stuff as it's moving down the river fast, and it's moving very quickly, as you can see. It's been raining over the headwaters of the Guadalupe since about 4 p.m. Central Time today, and it's raining right now. Yeah, the Kerr County Sheriff's Office has been a good point of contact for asking for ways that you can help if you're out there. I've heard from some people that there was little to no warning, but I've also heard from some people that some people did get warning and just didn't respond quickly enough. I'm not sure. Yeah, some of the kids got interviewed. They said they swam out of the rafters of their cabins. And throughout this video, let's see how far are we in right now. This is 7 minutes. 7 minutes in, and it went from a dry riverbed, like relatively speaking, to a raging torrent in 7 minutes. I mean, that's just so quick, you know? Some of the ongoing challenges that people have been saying is that continued to rain through July 6th, which ended up complicating the rescue efforts because it's continuing to rain while they're conducting search and rescue. In some areas, we're reporting an additional 10 inches of rain. And then on top of that, telecommunication outages made things difficult, you know. Like, look at the size of those trees floating down there. Like, that is super dangerous, especially if that comes into an area where there's, like, some houses or trailers or anything. Yeah, this is what's called a floodplain, a geographic feature that includes the area past just what is considered the stream bed. Yeah. It's just nuts. Sometimes it floods because you're on limestone. Yeah, I've been hearing mixed things. I mean, there's a lot of different information coming out. Anytime something like this happens, there's like such a massive amount of... Jesus, look at the size of that tree just got taken out. Yeah, the National Weather Service issued a flood watch on July 3rd and flash flood warnings starting at 1:14 a.m. on July 4th, with 6 flash flood warnings that day. Some people were saying that the National Weather Service underestimated the rainfall, forecasting 6 to 8 inches versus the 12 to 16 inches that actually fell, catching them off guard. And Kerr County didn't really have a robust flood warning system from what some people were saying. And some people got evacuation orders while others didn't because there was perceived risk maybe that was lower than where it was. And then there was a lot of tourists in the area too. Another place called Comfort, Texas was hit pretty hard too, with apparently 10 teenagers falling victim to it. Obviously, you guys know about Camp Mystic and the tragic situation there. That's the one that's got a lot of press about it. Right now, we're 11 minutes in. This is 11 minutes after this started. Rescue efforts are still ongoing. Obviously, like, there's still people that are trying to find where everybody is. .25 feet per minute. I mean, that's like, I don't know how you can react fast enough to that, you know? I mean, you see how high up this bridge is compared to where the riverbed was, the dry riverbed. I don't even know how you can, what you can do about this, you know? Apparently, Texas Hill Country is known as Flash Flood Alley because it's prone to flooding due to its steep terrain and shallow waterways. And it channels like heavy rainfall into big torrents like this. Yeah, I don't think that this has anything, just as a side note, I don't think this has anything to do with politics at all. It's just, I don't think there's anything anybody could do to be aware that this is coming, like this kind of thing is going to happen. I mean, that's such a fast, I mean, now we're at 13 minutes in. 13 minutes after there's a dry stream bed to what looks like, you know, an absolute raging river, tearing down trees, throwing giant logs down the stream. It set a bunch of records for rainfall in a short period of time, and then it turned into this giant deluge. A good friend of mine is friends with somebody that is a local to Kerr County, and I've got it on like good word that one of the best ways that you'll be able to help with this is you reach out to tomorrow when they're open on Monday. If you want to help, reach out to the Habitat for Humanity in Kerr County, and they're going to be helping rebuild people's homes, because right now they're still doing the search and rescue efforts are still underway, but there's going to be a lot of people that are going to need to rebuild after this. And this definitely reminds me of like what happened with Appalachia last year. Just people that weren't prepared for the level of devastation that was coming. You know, because I mean, I don't know how you prepare for this, you know. So, but that's one of the things that you can do if you want to help, or if you want to share it with somebody that can help. The Habitat for Humanity is going to be helping rebuild people's homes and getting supplies to people. I know Black Rifle Coffee, a lot of the founders of Black Rifle Coffee are down there, and a lot of the folks that work with Black Rifle are down there, and they're out there right now working to help support the efforts down there as well. There's an organization called Operation Barbecue that's out there passing around supplies to first responders and emergency responders. There's a lot of people out there. We're currently at 15 minutes. This is 15 minutes. "15 minutes in. Almost up to the bottom of the bridge. I don't know how high up this bridge is from the dry riverbed, but if you know anybody in the area, I would reach out, see how they're doing, and reach out to the local, you know, the local sheriff's office, the local police departments, the local fire departments. Ask them if they know of ways that you guys can help. Because if you don't trust some of the stuff you're seeing on social media or things like that, you can always reach out to the local organizations and see if there's ways that you can help. Because I guarantee there's a lot of people out there aggregating information to try to pass it along. Like the fire departments, volunteer fire departments, all that stuff. So there's still a lot of people out there doing search and rescue, because like I said, there's still like somewhere around 30 people that are still missing right now, and 41 people that are still missing statewide, apparently, including the 11 to 27 girls from Camp Mystic, which was that summer camp that unfortunately a lot of young girls, you know, worst case scenario. Yeah, I mean, it became, look how wide it is. It's absolutely insane how big this got. We're currently at 18 minutes from a dry riverbed. A dry riverbed to this in 18 minutes. Like, I don't know. This is why some people didn't have time to prepare, because it literally happened in no time, you know? Yeah, it's coming up over the canopies now. This area is known, yeah, so Harambe, this area is known for flooding. It's prone to it. I'm sure that there's gonna, like, I'm sure that when people rebuild, they're going to more than likely take that into account, like where the floodplain is in the areas, but at the same time, you know, that's not going to do anything to help them right now, you know? No one's allowed to build in the floodplains anyway, but this far exceeds that, yeah. All right, so as far as Georgetown is concerned, the San Gabriel River flooded significantly, surged past 30.9 feet, reaching major flood stage, cresting around 1 p.m. on July 5th, which led to flooding of a lot of the low-lying areas, the streets and homes of Georgetown to Granger Lake. There was a bunch of mobile home parks, apartment complexes that were told to evacuate, animal shelters, the Masonic Lodge, the VFW Post, the Holly Street Village, San Gabriel Crisis Center. There's somewhere around 1,500 evacuation messages that were sent out, with the sheriff's office notifying 55 residents door-to-door in mobile home parks east of Georgetown along Highway 29. Apparently, there were no fatalities reported in Georgetown as of July 5th evening, but one fatality was confirmed in Williamson County, which is right outside of Georgetown, with 3 people missing countywide, including one person that was swept away in a vehicle on FM 1869 west of Liberty Hill. First responders conducted at least 25 water rescues in Williamson County, saving 25 to 27 people, primarily from homes and vehicles. 10 rescues on July 5th saved 27 people with no EMS transport needed. They had a main water break, which was likely related to the flood, which, you know, was prompted a boil water notice for any of the neighborhoods near Interstate 35, meaning that residents needed to boil water. They were advised to boil water for 2 minutes before use since the water main broke. They evacuated the Georgetown Animal Shelter due to the rising floodwaters, and all animals that were there, including 75 cats and 37 dogs, were moved to Williamson County Regional Animal Shelter. By Saturday night, 48 dogs and 91 cats were fostered, 7 cats were adopted, and 1 dog and 1 cat were reunited with the owners. Yeah, a lot of neighborhoods were probably cut off, bridges were taken out. This is not live coverage of the river. This already happened. This is recorded a couple days ago. We're currently at 22 minutes, and you see how wide it got. That entire area underneath the bridge. I mean, the water is up to the bridge now. 22 minutes in. It looked like the bridge was, you know, maybe 30 feet above the dry riverbed when this first started. And within 22 minutes, you've got this. Yeah, I don't know if this is San Gabriel or not. I'm not sure where this is. I just know this was recorded a couple days ago. Yeah, some people didn't get warnings. Some people did and disregarded it because it was underestimated. There's a lot going around. It's tough to say. But within 23 minutes, this river went from 30 feet below the bridge to literally up against the bridge. Which, you know, I don't know what you can do. No, this is not live footage. This is, look at the YMCA camp that's next to Camp Majestic. Yeah, I don't know what you can do when something like this happens. I mean, you can see people in their cars driving over the bridge. I'm sure that at this point, the first responders were probably trying to stop people from going over the bridge because it was getting to a point where it was dangerous. This was last night. I don't know if this was last night or the night before. But, I mean, this thing went from non-existent to literally the size of the Mississippi in like 24 minutes. I mean, it's ripped out all these massive trees. There was huge logs that you saw. Somebody's surfboard, looks like, or paddleboard. Tom Green County. Yeah, Tom Green County was hit as well. So currently, if you want to help support the victims of this flood, there's tons of different ways that you can do it right now. There's a whole bunch of different areas. The Kerr County Flood Relief Fund, which is a community foundation of the Texas Hill Country, is a 501c3 charity that directly funds to vetted nonprofits and first responders and local governments for rescue, relief, recovery, and flood assistance. You can go online by selecting the River Flood Relief Fund, which supports the long-term recovery efforts across the county, including Georgetown. In addition to that, the Red Cross has opened shelters in the affected areas, including Kerrville, and is providing food, supplies, and emotional support. There's also a bunch of verified GoFundMes, although I'm not going to provide any here because I have not vetted them or verified any of them, but there are some out there. I would definitely recommend checking like the Facebook pages of any of the official government entities that are down there, because they'll oftentimes have good, solid vetted links for GoFundMes or Give Send Goes and things like that to help people. There's Catholic Charities of San Antonio, which singer Shakira announced donations from her San Antonio concert, proceeds to the organization for flood relief. And you can contribute via their disaster relief fund, as was shared on X and Instagram. In addition, the Austin Disaster Relief Relief Network is accepting monetary donations for the Central Texas flood victims, including those in Williamson County as well. Currently, right now, there is a supply drive in Kerrville at the Southern Oaks Church, and they're organizing supply drive for like hygiene kits, baby, child essentials, clothing, food, comfort items. They've been taking donations at 122 North Valley View Drive in Kerrville. They took donations today from 1 to 5 p.m. On July 6th, and they were even accepting donations of gift cards for Walmart or anything like that via their online donation page. Also, the Salvation Army in Kerrville Croc Center is accepting non-perishable food, diapers, cleaning supplies, bleach, trash bags, brooms, shovels, hygiene items. And the drop-off for that is at 855 Hayes Street, Kerrville. And their Facebook page is updated for needs and hours when they can receive stuff. Also, the Jester King Brewery in Austin is also collecting essential goods through Sunday. They may be continuing as well. Then you've got Hayes County Justice of Peace Precinct 2, which is accepting food and supply donations today. They may continue that tomorrow. There's places that are accepting blood donations and all kinds of stuff like that as well. So we're currently at 28 minutes in. This is 28 minutes after this particular floodplain started overflowing. So, yeah. Apparently, if you're in Georgetown residents who have been displaced can seek shelter at the Georgetown Recreation Center, which is at 1003 North Austin Avenue, or East View High School, which is at 4490 East University Avenue in Georgetown. So, obviously, just a word of caution, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to try to scam people during this, because that inevitably happens every time a disaster strikes. People try to scam people for money, so only donate money to like vetted organizations that are like local organizations, and you can usually find places like that on their local Facebook pages, like the local sheriff's department, the local fire departments, or people that you know personally that live down there that have been able to provide you that stuff. They're asking that people not swarm the area if you're from out of town but you want to help, but like try to get connected with folks that are in the local area that are conducting emergency response and relief efforts before you do that. I don't know what the service is like out there right now. Sometimes in some of these more rural areas in Texas, the service for like cell phone coverage is pretty limited. So I'm not sure if they've managed to get Starlink internet up in a lot of these places that are still in the process of conducting search and rescue and relief operations. I would imagine that they're slowly starting to get some of that stuff up. But again, you know, if you can find people that are local to contact, like the fire departments, the local sheriff's departments, local municipalities, the local government offices, reach out to them and see if there's ways that you can help. That's probably the best way to do it. So that way, if you want to help, you're able to. This is just crazy. I mean, you can see, like, we are now, this is 30 minutes in. 30 minutes in. And it's literally like the Mississippi River now. Insane, man. Texan here, Nabites. Okay, so you go to the Community Foundation of the Hill Country for ways to help or donate. Okay. All right. Yeah, so there's another one. What else can people do, Nabites? It happened at 3 to 4 a.m. Most people just shut their phones off or hit silent. Starlink is being provided to first responders. Alerts did go out, but most were relying on cell notification and also asleep. Yeah. And if they're in a rural location, sometimes you might not have service if you didn't have Wi-Fi. Okay. All right. Other people are corroborating the community foundation. So yeah, that's a good one. So one way that you can help is you go to the community foundation of the Hill Country for ways to help and donate.
Time's up, guys.
Yeah, this guy's probably going to get off the bridge at this point. This is 33 minutes after he started recording. Totally nuts how fast this happened. That bridge is definitely not a safe place to be hanging out anymore. Yeah, anyway, yeah, and don't get scammed. Look at the local organizations because those are going to be the ones that are more likely to be vetted. So anyway, obviously, like I wish I could be there to help. I can't get out of town, unfortunately, right now, but I hope that I got a lot of friends that are out there helping. And if you know anybody in the local area, reach out to them, ask how they're doing, see if there's ways that you can help, and definitely look into local organizations like the fire department, the police departments, the local municipalities, check their Facebook pages. I know the Texas National Guard's all over the place out there. They may have some like good sources or resources for how to help or how to contribute. Yeah, so hopefully the community foundation link is definitely the one that I think a lot of people are gonna go for. And if you're watching this video after the stream is over, I'll pin the community foundation in the comments along with a couple other vetted sources that I know are like good sources to use. So hopefully this blows over and people are able to get the help they need down there.